60. Al Lockard joins us on the air. And, well, of course, Al, of course, we know so well from his work with veterans and now at the Indiana County Courthouse. But we know as well as not only a big fan, but an avid participant in the sport of running. And he, of course, is the guy who's helping to run the Indiana County Veterans Marathon. It's coming up this weekend. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Al, how about that for a setup?
Thank you. What a nice lead-in, huh?
Now you got to take it from there. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, this run has really become big in marathon lore, hasn't it? Across the Eastern
certainly
Seaboard.
has. Yeah, we've got with the pandemic going on, of course. We'll touch base on that real quick. We've done everything we can to make sure that we have a health and safety plan in place, and when all these other marathons across the country were shut down, a lot of people, of course, were attracted to ours because it's later in the year, and we are still a Boston qualifier, and will continue to be as long as we're there. But as a result of that, we have 20 states represented this year.
Wow!
So
and big time runners. I mean, you've got big time runners coming to this.
Oh, we got a young man that called me the other day, and he's looking at PRing, and I said, "Oh, okay. What's your time?" And he said, "Well," he said, "I just ran a 2:45 the other day at the Marine Corps Marathon." I'm like, "Wow, that's pretty good." He said, "Yeah, but I need a 2:34. I think he's shooting for on this course." So for those that don't know, a 2:34 in the marathon is just flying.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So, we're looking to see the record get broke this year. If in fact he's capable of doing what he says, and we are full. The marathon is completely sold out. The half marathon sold out. The marathon relay sold out.
Amazing. Just absolutely amazing. People, this year, one of the things about the pandemic is people have decided either I'm going to sit on the couch or I'm going to get up and I'm going to really do something. But with this particular discipline, running of marathons, any distance running, this is not something you just take up. This is something that you have been devoted to for a long, long time. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen the books and the articles, from couch to 5K kind of thing. This isn't one of those from couch to marathon types of deals. No. This is something you train for. You commit your, months in advance and sometimes years in advance to accomplish such a race. There are a few young men and women out there, I'm sure, that can, leave campus tomorrow and go run a 26.2 run and, suffer the next couple of days from it, but not something you do overnight. No, absolutely not. So the field is full. You mentioned the pandemic measures that you've taken. What are some of those? Well, this year what we've done is we've never done this in the past, and that is we're going to have wave starts this year. So we're asking runners to actually show up on their wave time. We're not doing corrals in the fashion of, like, let's say the Pittsburgh Marathon, where they have an area that's actually roped off, or in Pittsburgh it's actually chained off. It's not like that. We're going to have runners going off every few minutes in waves, and that way they will be separated throughout the course. Now, every runner that participates and every one of my volunteers will be masked. Now you say, well, how do you run a marathon with a mask on? We're requiring the marathon runners, half marathon relay runners, to all wear their mask. And for those of you that are familiar with the Ghost Town Trail, from where it starts until they cross under the bridge. And by that time, most people have separated far enough. They're at least 6 feet apart by that time. And if they feel comfortable, they can put their mask down. If they don't, they're welcome to keep it up. Yeah. Okay. And those are smart moves. They're necessary moves. Now, you mentioned that the field is full. Doesn't mean people can't be participants in this marathon in another capacity, not as a runner, but certainly as someone who can help you. Is that correct? Yeah, we do have some availabilities for those individuals that are still looking to come out and help.
The big thing this year is parking. My guy that usually does it, he's done it the last 9 years, Dick Gelati. Dick is not able to do that for us this year, so we've got some young men and women stepping up that are going to take care of that, but we could certainly use help in that capacity. Mm-hmm. We still have people that prepare the meals and so forth that need assistance. So if you're interested, you're more than welcome to give me a call. We would appreciate the support, but we also want to try to keep our numbers down. So we're not looking for a lot of volunteers at this point.
Yeah. The Veterans Marathon is more than just a marathon for the runners. Veterans really is a term that is a big part of this event, isn't it?
It is, certainly. And, Todd, this is where I lead in and tell you that, this is an InFirst Bank Veterans Marathon. The InFirst Bank has done this for us and has sponsored this race for the past 9 years and done just a phenomenal job. This being our 9th year, in the past 8 years, we're looking at about $160,000 that's been brought in to veterans and help support veterans and their needs throughout Western Pennsylvania. All the proceeds from this race go directly to the 501c3, which is named the Western Pennsylvania Veterans Relief Fund. You do not have to, send money into the race to make that happen. If you want to make a donation, you can get onto our website and just simply make a donation, and we could do a sponsorship type of donation like we've done with everybody else in the past. But it's really a good thing, and it's gaining a lot more recognition, not only just from the state level, but also nationally.
And, of course, you and your position at the courthouse, that must be very heartening to you.
It's, listen, veterans have been a strong passion of mine for many, many years. I'm a retired vet myself, and I've done a lot of things in the community, outside the community, to support veterans affairs. Being in this capacity here at the courthouse and being able to be the Veterans Affairs Coordinator or representative, as you will, it just allows me to do it on a full-time basis. So I do appreciate having the opportunity here. The county commissioners allowed me to come in here and take this position, and we're just moving forward with good things here for the county.
We're talking with Al Lockard. The Indiana County Veterans Marathon is happening this weekend. And you mentioned that connection with InFirst Bank. It really is a real lifeline to the marathon. You can't do it without that kind of support, can you?
No, and that's the thing. I think, for people that have never put on one of these types of races, it takes a lot of money to get it going. And then once the wheels spin, the entry fees come in, the T-shirt sales and those kinds of things, it gains its own ground. The race can, pretty much support itself, but it's getting it off the ground. And then not only does InFirst Bank sponsor the race, but they make a very sizable donation every year to the Western Pennsylvania Veterans Relief Fund, which is absolutely fantastic. So they support us on both levels, not just the marathon, but they also support us from the Western Pennsylvania Veterans Relief Fund side of it as well.
We probably should explain to people what it means to be a Boston Marathon qualifier, because that's not an easy designation to get, number one, but that's the most prestigious marathon there is.
Yeah, that's the one where, that's a bells and whistle kind of race. I mean, you've got thousands of people there. I participated in that event a few years ago, and was just blown away by the capacity and the amount of people and the town support. And it's you have Patriots Weekend there, or Patriots Week, I believe it is, and the outpour of support, not just from the people in the community, but across the nation. And, some of the things that people need to take into consideration is, like, I'll say when I was 50 years old is when I qualified to run Boston. And I had to, as a male finisher at age 50, I had to run a 3:25, I believe it was. and that's that's fast for I'm not patting myself on the back. It's just it running a 3:25 marathon is you're moving, and for people to qualify, it's very, very difficult to get into. So our race allows runners from all over the nation to come in and get an opportunity at running a flat, very fast course in cool conditions. And we have, on average, I think it's upwards in 70 to 80 people that will qualify for Boston this year running this race.
Yeah, that's amazing. And temperatures in the upper 40s, low 50s this weekend. Runners aren't going to mind that at all.
No. And even a little misty rain, for those that run, understand that, if you get a 50-degree day, that's ideal. You don't have to worry about your body temperature getting above where you have to manage your your salt levels and things of this nature. So yeah, the temperature is going to be great. I'm hoping that. Let's hope there's no rain. Todd, if you could do something about that, I'd appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah. Well, we're working on that. Well, yesterday it said Saturday partly to mostly sunny and Sunday mostly sunny. Now they're saying Sunday mostly cloudy with rain possible. But other than that, we can do this. We can do this.
Okay, yeah. Well, just hold on to hope, and it'll happen. But here's what I can tell you: is these runners will not be deterred. They are committed to being at this race this year. I cannot tell you how many people have reached out to me and said, "Thank you for having this race," because people are putting on virtual races, as you know, and you just don't get the same. I don't know. You don't get the same euphoria from doing a virtual race as you do one in person.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Plus, there's an economic aspect to it as well for Indiana County. There are going to be people using hotel rooms this weekend, and that's a big thing.
Hotels, we have partnered with several restaurants here in town. We buy local, our shirts and items, and the 700 shop, Fast Times, high tech printing. We do most of our stuff, if not almost all of our stuff, locally.
That's big news. Big news. Al Lockard, thanks for being with us today. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Todd.
Have a great weekend.
Todd.
Have a great weekend.